Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got some special guests in the building.
The legendary.
The Clipse. What's
What
up,
up?
fellas?
What's up?
What's up?
How y'all
Is
feeling?
it the Clipse or is
It's
it
just
Clipse?
Clipse.
It is
Clipse?
Okay, because I say
Yeah.
the Clipse too.
Nah, it's just Clipse.
Okay,
just
cool.
Clipse?
You call that shot.
Yeah.
I'm like, he asking us. I'm like, I want to ask y'all. So it's just Clipse.
What's the origins of the name for people who don't know?
So that came from Full of Clipse. I came up with it. And at the time, Fat Joe had the Full of Clipse crew. So we just shortened it to Clipse.
Okay.
Now, I want to go back, right? Because you guys
is
have been here a
2000.
long time.
Yeah.
For a long time. So I want to start from the history. Of course, I know you guys for a long time. So what got you into rapping and to form the group, the Clipse, for people that don't know?
Always been a fan of hip hop like anybody else. You know, my older brother was into the whole cardboard box, break dancing, boom box, rapping when you had to push play and record and rap directly into the box.
Absolutely.
And yeah, man, just coming up under that. And we went to Chad's house one time, and Pusha, he wrote his first rap, and Pharrell was like, y'all should, be a group. His first rap was incredible, but before that, it was just me rapping over there.
Now, when y'all first met Chad and Pharrell, right?
Yep.
Y'all are totally opposite. So how did y'all even meet and even learn each other? Because growing up in Norfolk and Virginia, like, it's totally two different sides. So what made y'all even say, you know what, let's connect with these guys who were wearing tight shirts at the time and tight pants that look like skateboarders that look nothing like y'all
They
at
might
the
have been
time.
serving them.
No,
They were
man.
serving them. So what made y'all say, you know what, let's link with them and start this whole
So,
rap thing?
actually, so I was a DJ, DJ Alex in Virginia Beach lived down the street from me. And we went out and we rented a drum machine. And we got the drum machine, but we couldn't work it. And, we had to turn it back in soon. We had paid for it, but, we was going to have to turn it back in before we even had a chance to use it. And he was like, let's take it to my homie's house. And we went over there, and it happened to be Chad, and he knew how to work it. And, that's just stuff that we was doing before Clipse.
And that's where it started.
Yeah.
So when did y'all take it serious? When did you say, you know what, this rap thing is something I'm going to take serious. I'm going to get off the streets and say, this is what it is?
I'd have to say that was in meeting Pharrell. In meeting Pharrell, and it was Pharrell. It was the Teddy Riley coming to Virginia. We began to see that it was a real thing, that music was actually attainable in arm's reach. I mean, we seeing the cars, we seeing the Ferraris, we seeing Michael Jackson in Virginia Beach. We're seeing MCs, Hove, everybody was coming down. And then at the same time, we had, Timbaland and Missy. They was doing their thing. They were, they had left home and went to Jersey and was working with Jodeci. But these are all our childhood, high school friends.
Classmates.
So we got to see it from a lot of different angles that, music was possible.
Why Virginia don't get the credit for being a hip hop hotbed or just a black music hotbed?
Not just music. You remember Allen Iverson from that area, Michael Vick's from that area. Like, it's so much in that area that people forget
Absolutely.
about.
I'm just
think-
focusing on the music because you got regions and states that get that love, but y'all don't seem to.
Well, I think it's because I think a lot of people everybody who's made it in Virginia actually had to leave Virginia to make it. I don't think any one particular artist of any of us, none of us broke in Virginia. So we always broke, like Clipse broke in Philly. Everybody broke somewhere else. So I think
And Clipse broke in Philly. I never heard that
man.
one.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
Clipse broke in Philly, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out Cosmic Kev.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clipse broke in Philly.
I didn't know. What record was it? The Funeral or
Grinding.
Grinding? Okay.
Yeah,
got you,
Grinding
got you,
broke in
got you.
Philly.
Got you.
Now, do you remember when Pharrell gave you that beat for Grinding? I remember the first time I heard it, it was confusing.
Yeah.
It was confusing. I was confused. So when he first gave it, how did you know that was the
You
record
probably
deal?
got the CD that
I
I was
did.
handing out.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
And
I
was
believe you
confused.
did. When we heard it first, we was like, we were. it kind of took us back because you got to think at that time Pharrell was singing on every hook. It was whether it was Mystical and whoever, right? So this is our first joint, and he like, yo, this the one, and we like, nigga, we want you singing, like sing. You better tap or do something. And he was like, nah, I'm telling you, this the future. This is what it is, and he was right.
And it was confusing because we actually wrote to it twice.
3 times. I think I got 3 joints on that joint.
I still can't blend it to this day because I don't know where the beat and the snare go at the same time to actually blend on it. Yeah. You just gotta go.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy for you to say that.
Yeah, to this day.
I mean, he's not the greatest DJ. Y'all know that.
Man, Envy up there. Envy up there. I just love Vegas with Envy. Rocking that joint. He was smoking that shit.
Thanks, Charlamagne.
But, on the album Malice, you said you've been both Mason Bethers.
Yeah, man.
For people who don't know what that line means, expound on it.
Yeah, I just feel like I understood and walked a similar path like Mace, to be in this industry and then to have a real live revelation of God and who he is, and then have to navigate your way. As far as navigating, not so much because I knew that I had to chill, take a step back. And I also want to give you y'all flowers too, because y'all were still messing with me during that time. You let me come in here and promote the documentary and my solo projects and everything. So yeah, I appreciate that. But yeah, I feel like I understand seeing a lot of the same things that Mace seen.
I brought that up because that's
they actually called me Mace in the club. We was in a club in DC and they was like, we got Pusha T and Mason here. And I was like,
damn. What? Yeah.
But
you ain't been around for a while though.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with it all. Yeah, I'm cool with it all.
I mean, that's why I brought it up because that's what ultimately caused the Clipse to end for that last
period
15
of time.
years.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what got y'all back? What was the call that said, I want to do this again?
There were a few baby steps. I'm gonna say going out to Wyoming and working on Use This Gospel with Ye, with my brother. I always knew that we could do it, but I just knew I needed a sit down period. You know what I'm saying? And what else did we do? We did Push's album, I Pray For You.
Yeah, we did the Nego album.
The Nego album, Punch Bowl. Yeah, so
those were things I could ask for that I knew weren't just solid no's. And I from there it was just like, what we gonna do?
Well, what was the exact moment though? Because y'all were on 2 completely different life paths. So what was the exact moment that said, okay, it's time to do another album?
Okay, so I'll say this. When we were doing the Use This Gospel and Punch Bowl and Push's album or whatever, I had asked my dad. I was like, what do you think about me rapping again? And he said, son, I think you've been too hard on yourself. And my dad's a deacon, like he was a deacon. So to hear him say that, I am like, word, that's how you feel? Like,
You just answered one of my questions. I was going to ask you about that because you talk about that on Birds Don't Sing.
Right.
And I just thought that was such a powerful thing, just to explain, like, you was going through his, dresser drawer, seeing his notes, but then y'all had conversations about you rapping again. I was going to ask you, what were those conversations?
Yeah. We, just everything was the way it lined up. It told the whole story, and it let me know that God is intentional. These things don't just be happening to us the way, we think. God is very gracious, and he sets you up. He knows what you can take. He knows how much to put on you. He knows the order in which to put, things in for you. So I just know that he's in control all the time. And the conversations with that record, Pusha talking to my mom and me talking to my dad, and being able to document those last conversations, even those conversations was a type of preparation, getting you ready for what was about to take place. So, like, I'm cool with it all.
Well, condolences first and foremost.
Thank you. Thank you.
When I was in Vegas, I was with family members of yours, and what I like to do is pull them to the side and just have conversations. 'Cause I knew y'all was coming up for an interview. And
trying to get tea.
Yeah, of course. And one of them was like, now we were talking about the album. This is before I heard the album, and he was like, yo, the best thing about it, he was like, I had their mom in the car, and he was like, the greatest thing that ever happened is the two boys are back together rapping.
Hmm.
So how was that feeling of knowing that mom was just super duper happy that
It's
her
Kenny.
two sons were back rapping?
Man, you know, that was always a big thing, you know, for me as a soloist. She would always be like,
I want you with him.
yeah, I want your brother with you. I want him back out there with you. Probably just to, you know, look over me, watch over me. But that was always her thing. She was huge on like us just being together.
How did y'all know y'all had to start the album with a dedication to your parents? Like,
Cause it was the hardest record to make.
wow.
Like it was the hardest record to make. So
I felt that one the most on the album.
yeah. So finally, like when we cracked that code, we were putting the order in, and we was like, man, nah, this has to start. Like this has to start the album. It was polarizing. The response, you know, just in the creation of it, man. Everybody who heard it, you know, and there were people in there, like, you know, we recorded it in the LV headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a room, and it's, you know, it's open.
Mm-hmm.
The mics are like this. Ain't no booth. You record like this. You look outside. You look through that window right there, and it's not a window. It's just an open space. Somebody with a sewing machine. Somebody with, you know, bags, shoes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're doing this in real time, everybody's in tears. Like everybody just, you know, they're watching it.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we finish it, it's like, you know, just like any other record, it's like, man, you know, we cracked the code on it. Like we're satisfied, but it was just so hard to do. And everybody is always like, you know, everybody want to put their hardest record first, and I'm like, nah, man, this is the hardest record, and I want to see how it like really touches people, you know, from the jump, and then get into everything else.
Did that change you? Because, you know, you talk about on the record of where you were and the things that you should have been doing that you weren't doing.
Yeah,
And then I seen a shift a couple of years with you when you had your son.
yeah,
Like everything is about your son, and
Yeah.
and you show up more than anything else, and that wasn't you beforehand. So did that change you?
Well, this is my first son, so you know, this is new to me. But you know, I don't know if it changed me. I would say that my parents prepared me to be a dad, like a real dad, because I had a real dad and a real mom.
Were there conversations that you wish you had with your mom? Like in those moments where you talk about you went to Turks for Thanksgiving and stuff
No. Like me and my mom was so straight. Like we've been like, we always were straight. And I think that the you know, the Turks thing, when, you know, and looking at in hindsight, you know, she was like, damn, you gonna get out of here? You know, you know, looking at it and everything, I sort of feel like she knew everything.
Did.
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
background from it.
Yeah.
So you know, it's just it tells the story, you know, after. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole story for me, like I see it all now.
Yeah.
I see it all. But at the time, no, I didn't.
I think it also says a lot for you know, being in harmony with your people.
Yeah.
You really should be, because that is what gives me a lot of peace, knowing that, you know, I was there for my mother, great relationship with my mother and my father the whole time. So if you're out here and you have like a dysfunction or a lot of disdain between family members, you should really try to fix that. You know what I'm saying? You should really try to fix that if possible, because right now with my parents being gone, I get a lot of peace.
Yeah.
Just knowing that everything was straight and always straight.
That's about the
You know what I'm
only
saying?
thing.
Yeah.
How did y'all choose who was going to rap about who?
That was kind of easy. I mean, and even though we were, you know, just all of us very close-knit and tight-knit, you know, my dad and I, we always talked about things of the Bible, you know, and just even my mom, because my mom was, you know, over the house every Saturday for Bible study. But I don't know, it just seemed like it kind of made more sense for, you know, me talking about my dad.
Will we get a visual for this video? I mean, for
It's
this?
already shot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, okay.
It's already shot.
Look at you. You smile like you already knew. You talked to the family
Nah,
and got the tea.
but I pull everybody to the side to ask. Definitely ask.
How difficult is it to rap honestly next to your brother because y'all really know each other. So you could be like, yo, you lying. That ain't happened.
Nah, we don't have them kind of issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. What you getting is real.
But is it ever like, all right, maybe that's too much. Like maybe we shouldn't say that.
I think Pusha likes, or especially now, he likes when I curse. You know what I'm saying? Like he tries to encourage me, like go all the way there with it. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I mean the rapping is just like second nature to us, and we've been doing this for a while. So
This the funnest rapping has ever been. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
This go round.
Yeah, like this the funnest rap has been. Like this ain't even like, that's not a thing. Like it's the, the rollout and all of that is like the work. This the music. Nah, the music is what it is.
Yeah.
Like the music is here.
You feel like you gotta. I'm sorry. You feel like you gotta prove yourself though. It's like I seen it with Hov, right? People, Hov, you lying. You ain't really do that.
Oh man.
Do you feel like you gotta?
Bro, I've been in this 23 years. Like I've been 23 years. Like I don't feel like I gotta prove anything to anybody. And I feel like I'm the best at what it is I'm doing. Like I don't think nobody talks like this. Nobody, like it's a lot that comes with this. And I feel like, people give you the coke rap moniker. Bro, we like, it's so much deeper than that. And listen, I don't even argue the title no more. It's fine. It's just, this right now, what we're making is for those who know and for those who understand and for those who are like, into hip hop, into the lifestyle. And I think that's what you're seeing in the whole rollout of this album. This is high taste level everything. And it, it shows the heritage of like how and what we've been a part of for all these years. Whether it's high fashion, whether it's Carhartt, whether it's streetwear, whether whatever it is, it's all hip hop. Like this is we trying to give the hip hop tutorial of like why we loved rappers. Why the rappers? I cut my eyebrows, bro. Like these things I did. Like I did. And I want people to love us in that way. And I want to show that like this is what hip hop means to us. Like be entrenched, and that's what we just trying to show.
That's funny because that was one of my revelations with my departure. Everything that we were talking about, the things that we had been through, the things that we were sharing, and then to see how it all came crashing down with friends and family, around us.
And death.
Yeah, death, indictments, even to present day. You know what I'm saying? The same people that we were running with, we've lost a few more recently, but my revelation was when I would hear narratives of, they weren't into that or they weren't doing this and that. And I'm like, I know what we've been through. And for anyone to say anything like that, to have such a sacrifice of all these things going down, just for someone to say that, which doesn't trouble me at all, doesn't bother me. People have their opinions and can say what they want, but to be fighting for that and talking that and then when it happens and then somebody gonna say you ain't do that, I was like, oh man, I'm chilling. I'm good. I'm good.
I didn't hear a lot of cocaine rap on this record though. Was that intentional?
Do you think you should?
No.
Honestly, not as the Clipse project.
Right.
Pusha. Yeah.
No, I think I think
it's more reminiscent.
Yeah.
Point of view, give a little in the beginning, give a little something.
No.
Yeah,
point of view is about the culture.
I think in the beginning,
I want to talk about POV.
It opens up. That's my favorite.
That's
album.
verse of the year.
For who?
You.
Really?
Listen, they tried to scrap that.
Candidate for verse of the year.
I tried to scrap it.
They tried to scrap that.
POV.
Yeah. I told them, I was like, no, that's it.
Why?
Yeah. They tried to scrap it.
He made me keep it.
Why did you want to get rid of it?
stars.
5,500 club getters and
Yeah,
20,000
network.
networks.
Why did you want to scrap it?
Cause I was actually mimicking Guru, like vocally, and I didn't think I nailed it good enough. And I was just like, man.
Yeah, I didn't get Guru.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, very monotone, very conversational, very and it was like, that. I mean, I just didn't. I wasn't sold on the execution.
Nah, that's a verse of the year, Ken.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
So thank you,
crazy.
man.
I agree.
Yeah,
there you
listen.
go. Yeah,
Thank him.
Yeah,
because it was gone.
That's my favorite verse of his up there. Yeah.
So you know, the other
Hold on
day,
real quick. So Matt, did you tell him like I don't want to do too much of the cocaine thing on this?
No, I mean, I think, that's the good thing between my brother and I. Things are understood. He knows where I stand. I know where he stands. I don't try to change him or he don't try to change me. And it's a good playing field where we come together. And it's just real. We don't have to like
Overcompensate.
Yeah, or manufacture anything.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
the other day they said I was glazing the Clipse, right?
Why?
Because
You sound crazy.
Yo,
It was though. I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of crazy.
what I said was I said something to this effect. I said, Push has, if he hears anybody go at him, he has 5 records on the side or 5 verses just in case. I said, I just know because I know who he is and what he is. Is that true?
No, man.
That's not what he said.
I'm not.
that's not-
Listen,
that's not what
man.
he said.
I'm not. Listen, man. You know.
He said no. He said. Now he looks good, like the skin, his
Yeah, they
braids
skin, they
always
so
fresh. The
handsome.
way they
I
take
did not
care
say
of
that.
themselves.
Crazy.
Stop it.
Hey, man, I like skin compliments. I do like skin compliments. I'm gonna tell you.
Enough is enough.
That's what you said. You said that other thing.
But when
Nah,
it comes
man.
to rappers, and sometimes they throw stones at you. Do you have something in the stash for each and every one of them?
Man, I mean, I think just me being a rap artist and me being an MC is that's just second nature. And usually most people who throw stones, man, I mean, nobody's perfect. So I mean, I can dissect anybody just like they could dissect me. Mm-hmm. But I try not to engage too much. Like I've done that. Like I've done a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? I've done it with the best and the biggest. Like I've done it. So it's like, you can't just entertain everything because everybody's not good. Like everybody's not good. This is a new day and a new era where like, just clicks and clickbait and people just say things for attention. And it's like you just can't entertain everything, man. You just can't.
I feel like you've been trying to catch a body since the story you're adding on, though.
I've been trying to catch a body.
Well, you caught one. I don't even
Oh.
know if that was a body. I think those were shots directly at you, but you were surgical with it. You even said at the end, I'm gonna peel back the layers real slow. So I feel like you really wanted to go there with somebody for the longest.
Nah, man. Nah. I mean, it's never a. Man, I got for real. I have a lot to rap about. I got a lot to rap about. I got a lot of content. The creativity is ever flowing, and it don't ever have to be about an individual. It don't have to be. Like not for me. Like I mean, like I feel like this album is incredible, and I don't think it's really dialed anywhere.
You could get an accessory to murder charge though, because when you listen to Euphoria, there's a lot of pushing in Euphoria. There's a lot of things that you laid down that Kendrick used for Euphoria, and I think just used in the battle period.
Man, I think great lyricists just tune into the obvious.
Did y'all ever speak during that battle? Or no?
Hell yeah.
Oh, y'all did speak during the battle.
That's my guy.
Accessory. I knew it.
When do you pick and choose when to say something about something though? Because you sit on a lot of stuff for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always like that. Like I feel like and that just comes with like my position in the game and like just where I am as an artist. Like, man, I don't, it's not always a radio record that I have. It's not always, we don't get, I'm not putting out music constantly. You know what I'm saying? Every 5 minutes a new record. I feel like, I things happen. You got to store it. You got to craft it. You got to make it right. You got to set the platform, set the stage.
Now break down
what to hit.
The situation with Def Jam. You guys were on Def Jam.
Yes.
Decided to leave.
Yeah. You crazy too, man. You can sit up here and tell Def Jam, you was like, yo, Def Jam don't care about your project. You crazy.
Crazy, ain't it? Yeah, he crazy. He
Oh, you
kept
talking about money?
He is crazy.
So what happened?
You an honest man, man.
Yeah, he
'Cause
started the
I was
interview.
like, yo, I'm not gonna do that to her. Like, what is you? If you're not up here to talk about your music, what are we gonna be talking about? It's a bunch
Right.
of mess. Like,
Yeah.
nah.
And I actually left
Yeah.
that day because they didn't send the album. He still wanted to do it, but
I was
Yeah.
pushing for her because I love Coco.
Yeah, she
But
dope.
if we being honest though, because listening to the project now and knowing the background with y'all on Def Jam, I don't understand why they would let a project like this go.
Well, listen.
so what was the call when you handed in the album and they called and said we can't put this out, we can't clear this record? What was that call like?
I mean, it was, you know what? It was something that I wasn't really dealing with firsthand. They were like speaking to my management and my team, and just like, you know, then it got a little dicey to the point they wouldn't text or email, send these things in email.
That's
They would like only talk on the phone, and you know, they would instruct not to email us back and forth these, you know, that type of correspondence. So I mean, man, you know, I don't know. Like I don't know why. I mean, I can only assume that it was just the optics with everything they got going on with litigation, lawsuits, and all of that. The optics of Clipse, Kendrick together, because that's when it all happened. Like we don't really deal with the label that much anyway. Outside of nothing, actually. Yeah, we don't deal with the label. Like we go make our album and then we come and bring the album back.
Right.
But you and Kendrick have worked together before. Y'all got a classic together, if you ask me. No
For sure.
nostalgia. So it's like, what's the difference?
Oh, it's a different day. It wasn't, you know, that was back then.
But y'all wasn't even shooting that dude.
No, it doesn't matter.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So when you wanted to leave, you call Hove, and then the first rumor was they just let you go for free. And we was like, that can't be true.
No. No, he had to pay. He had to pay.
So you reached out to Hove, and Hove said absolutely positively.
Well,
How was that call?
Steven did.
Shout out to Steven.
Yeah, Steven reached out to him. There were other labels in the bidding, and he just called Hove like, yo, I think there was an approval process between one of the labels or something. Took a little long, and he went and asked Hove, and Hove was like, look, yeah, let's do this now. Like 24 hours, maybe 48 hours. I never seen Lawyer work like this.
That fast.
Yeah, I didn't know it even happened like that.
And
What record was Hov supposed to be on this project?
Shit, man. He was sent Chains and Whips. He was
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, Blow to the Face. Hov had the album, so you know.
So be it.
It was all for him to whatever he wanted to do.
Oh, he's supposed to be on So Be It?
Yeah, that was one of the options. Yeah.
Yeah.
And nothing moved his spirit?
Hey, man, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. You know.
You know, on POV, Malice, you said that you came back for the money. That's the devil. Can you explain it?
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was a real fly line, you know. And for anyone who has any questions about me, I'm Jesus inside out. Like I'm all the way gone with it. Like it's crazy. But I just took some artistic liberty, you know, with that line. And really, to me, you know, money is a good thing. You need money, especially to, you know, if you got friends and family to be able to help people. It's nothing wrong with money. I think people put a stigma on money. For the Bible says that it is the love of money that's the root of all evil, not the money. It's how much you love it. What are you willing to do for it? What won't you do for it? Do you lose all your principles and your morals? So I don't think we can demonize money, but for me, it was just a fly line.
And you said you gave the money to the church, right?
Nah.
The line, yeah, because the line is fresh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Came
I said,
back for the money.
yeah,
that's the devil in me.
Had to hide it from the church. That's the Jekyll in me. But I'm just talking about the duplicity and the dichotomy of, you know, the mind and how people think and the two-sidedness to people sometimes. That's everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's everybody.
Now you mentioned Mace earlier, right?
Yeah.
And when Mace came back, they was on his ass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the lyrics, because of the type of records that he was on. But with you, they don't do that with you. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you, for me, and looking at Mace now, like I get Mace, like I understand people are judgmental. You know what I'm saying? I've heard a few things about me. You know, I'm not gonna act like I haven't seen anything, but you have to know, be solid in who you are. And if you have the word in you, the Bible says that there is none righteous, no, not one. So nobody can like truly point the finger. But you better have your heart positioned in Jesus Christ by the end of the day. Because when the music stops, you definitely want to have a seat.
He taught me that because I didn't know. He told me that
listen.
God think we all dirty. That's what he told me.
How do your conversations be? Like, do you talk to your brother about forgiveness, and then your brother be like, "Leave me alone"?
No. You know what? Listen, I'm gonna tell you. Like, when my brother listens to me, you know, now, or he has the appearance of of listening. Yeah, he hears me. He hears me. And anytime I get to witness to anybody, you know, without being preachy or forcing myself, you know what I'm saying? The problem is for me is that I happen to know how serious this is. And the thing about not knowing is that you don't know that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So when you're trying to when people open the door and are willing to listen, I try to do whatever it is I can. But my brother, he's been incredibly supportive of me. Even in my stepping away, he's never, you know, was like, yo, what are you doing? Or this, like, he basically just said, okay, you know. He asked me, was I sure? You know, and that meant a lot to me because I had a lot. It was like a heavy weight. So to have the support of my brother, even through the whole hiatus, he would come to me. He was like, yo, so-and-so's offering this amount of money. but what he did, but what he would do was he said, I already told them no, but I didn't want this to happen without me letting you know, just in case. You know what I'm saying? So
They offered this money. I said no, but just in case.
Right.
yeah, well, you know, I felt supported, so that's all that matters.
Do y'all feel robbed when people
Never feel robbed.
Okay.
Never feel robbed.
How do you feel when people leak music? Like when people release y'all music prematurely?
Yo, you know, the game goes how it goes, and that's how we maneuver. We navigate everything. I'm not gonna sit up and be upset about anything, you know, that happens. When we get in there and we create and we make our music and we do what we do, what else you gonna do? What else can you do other than that? You know what I'm saying? And I stand on our product and I love it. And it's good for fans to get things sometimes, so it's cool. Like, as long as they enjoy it, it's good.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever think about trying to get another Kendrick verse once that leaked before the album actually like dropped?
Yeah.
Man, we try to get all Kendrick verses. Why not?
Well, y'all kind of leaked it. Y'all knew playing that song in Paris with everybody's phone out, it was going. Y'all had to know that.
Yeah. You know. It's part of it.
They knew that. Part of the rollout. Part of the rollout.
You know, Envy said something about what you asked about Malice about why you don't get the flack. I think one reason is because y'all have always had like a spiritual thread in your music, especially with the album titles. So how has your personal understanding of good and evil evolved since like Hell Have No Fury?
Good and evil?
Yeah.
How has it evolved?
How has your personal understanding of it evolved? When you even talking about rap, like, you know, some people say rap music is secular, it's the devil, you shouldn't do it. But then, you know, you went on your journey and you were doing it even while you were on your journey, but now you're back. Like,
yeah, I think one of the things that I have learned is start with yourself before you try to correct anybody. Man, I'm not even saying you should try and correct anybody, but you start with yourself. And looking within and change the things that you can change and work on what you need to work on. And then you can like offer some kind of advice, or if people are even interested, you know what I'm saying, be able to give a reason for the hope that you have. And I think if more of us looked at ourselves and instead of trying to judge other people, I mean, because, you know, you look deep enough, you'll find something all the time, you know, so.
Going back to what you said about when you went to Wyoming to use this gospel. By the way, the hardest song on that album. How do y'all feel about Kanye now? Do y'all feel sadness or sympathy for him when y'all see him now?
No. No.
Talk to your brother.
No. No. All I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna say that I think this goes for anybody. It's crazy when you have a true revelation of God. It is radical. Because when the scales fall off your eyes, you want to run and tell everybody what you witnessed, or yo, we've been missing it this whole time.
Yeah.
You know, it's how I felt. But once you get that, you got to sit down for a minute. You can't get the revelation and then try to keep going in this world. The epitome of the gospel is denying yourself. That's why Christ got on the cross and gave up his flesh. So you have to be willing to give it up so you can learn, and then let God restore you and rebuild you, correctly. Doesn't mean anybody is a perfect person. You know what I'm saying? Or you can't even try to have the facade of, okay, I'm saved now I'm perfect. Nah, it just doesn't work like that. So.
And how did you deal with it, Push?
Deal with
Kanye. Because you're not a type of person to hold your tongue. You don't hold your word. So when some of the stuff that he did that might not have aligned with what you thought, did y'all have those conversations?
Well, I mean, I spoke on it. I feel like that was the beginning of our fallout. But
he sits on a lot
Yeah.
of miscarriages of justice. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? I hear things and things being said,
Yeah.
and I see, his reserve.
Yeah.
I admire his restraint.
Yeah.
People, by the time he jumps out the window, you think he's going overboard. But I'm telling you, as knowing my brother, he sits on a lot.
And what about all that music? 'Cause I'm sure you got tons of music, but we never hear the stuff that you've done that
Nah.
he's produced, or
Yeah, you will, because they leak it all. They leak it all. They
On
put
purpose?
out or just sloppy. I don't know. I don't even keep it. But you've seen and heard the things that have been out there. But
I saw you say you hate Kanye's leadership, and you got away from that community that he built because of the feeling over there.
right.
What was that like last straw of like, nah, I can't no more?
I think for me it was somewhere around the Atlanta, the dome, the locked in, when everybody was locked in the dome. And I like, again, man, when we squad and we working and we doing what we doing, it's just all about the squad. And I kind of just felt like, I would have to leave and go do things, shows, whatever the case may be. I would come back and the energy would just be different. There were conversations being had. This is after Adidon and everything else, and it was like, man, I was doing self-serving things, and it was just crazy. It was just a lot of like, backbiting and things like that. And I'm like, damn, this is for the squad. I thought, but it ended up not
heard
being.
him talk publicly negative about you. We heard him say it about Sean. We heard him say it
Who?
about John Legend. Yeah, I don't.
Oh no, for sure he has.
Oh, yeah.
For sure he has. He put on the little mask. He was like screaming in the mask.
Yeah, right.
Define what is culturally inappropriate. On the
Oh
album,
man,
that's said quite a few
yeah.
times.
No, listen, man. Okay, so during just the sessions, whether it was a beat, whether it was just the freestyles before and making the songs, whatever the case may be, we would get hype about just like, man, this shit hard or whatever it was at the time, and I forgot who said it, but somebody. It was Mike?
Mike, yeah.
Mike was like, man, this shit is culturally inappropriate. And Mike also worked on It's Almost Dry. So you know how that had a common thread of like the Joker laugh through the whole album? He was like, yo, say that on the mic and let me run that through a filter, because we just felt like we just kept running that back. It's culturally inappropriate. He was like, say it through a filter. Let's find a voice and let's just see how it sounds on records. And it actually just worked. Just to have that, just another thread to keep it, cohesive, keep the album cohesive.
I mean, I like it just because it's something that I feel like we should say.
Yeah.
If something is culturally
Yeah,
inappropriate.
it could have been a line. What I'm saying is it could have been a line. It could have been a song. It could have been a hook idea at the time. I just can't remember what it was. But that's where that term came from. Something that was just said ignorantly.
And what pissed you off about Travis Scott so much that you had to mention him on the record? Like, what made you say this nigga's going too far?
Man, it was just that whole coming to Paris. He came to Paris during one of our sessions. Played his album, and then he, when he left, the album comes out, and the record that he played, had a verse up there that was, going at P or whatever the case may be, and I'm like, damn, you just left. Like, how you leave here? He was on your album, and then you're letting him, play your album for him. You're filming it, and then you come back when the album drops. You got a verse, going at him. So I just thought that was corny. And again, like, that's part of the. I think that's part of just trying to leave all of that behind. And it's like, man, that's the type of thing that happens over in that yay world, and it's okay. And they, it's all right. They just brush it off, and they be friends, and they go hang out together, and then do whatever they do. Like, that doesn't. I didn't like that was brought into this fold.
Yeah.
Gotcha. One time they said the Drake verse wasn't done as of yet.
Doesn't matter when it was done.
Should have reached out.
I don't care when it was done. You added to it. He actually had a verse after that verse. So you even added to the verse. Like,
so what's proper etiquette for a situation like that?
Just stay the hell away from me. Like, just stay away. Like, I'm not into you anyway. Like, I'm not even into your swag or none of that. Like, I'm not into none of it. So just stay away. Like, I only want to mess with the real. Like, I'm only dealing with the real. I'm only, doing music with the real. This is like just drawing a line in the sand for everybody.
But are you responsible for what an artist does on your record? Are you responsible for what an artist does on your record?
Like, is Travis responsible for Drake's line?
If you come and dance around in front of me and use footage and do all this and all that, I think you're responsible for anything that you do, that you incorporate the people that that are being talked about. Of course.
I can't believe you have to explain this. You know what happened.
I'm just asking, I know that's your brother, and I'm sure.
No, and I'm not just taking sides because my brother. I'm just saying, like.
But I'm talking about the artists who might approach you because of what Pusha says.
I mean, listen, I ride with my brother. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And that's the thing about this. Having purpose. I know what my purpose is. I'm making music with my brother, and I'm glorifying my God. That's what I'm doing. And when you're in your purpose, if anything fall on you, then it fall on you. At least you know you were where you were supposed to be. And that's where I'm at right now. So I'm cool with whatever.
All right. You hear that, Envy? So when people approach you for things I say, okay.
They only approach me because you don't go out.
That's it.
All the time.
But also on So Be It, you say you got a video of Travis crying?
No, man.
He didn't say he got a video. He said he cried in front of me.
Yeah.
On the
He said, I
video?
got the video. You lucky
Yeah.
on TMZ.
Oh no, that wasn't that's not about crying.
So what's on the video?
Oh man,
Yo, chill.
Yeah.
God damn.
And
Lot,
you said
man.
you
Church came back out.
We dropped exclusives
Please
here
forgive
just
me.
in case you're looking for
I
another
got you.
place, but-
I'm glad Malice is here. Yes, because Pusha probably can't do interviews by himself.
Definitely not. Now, Tyler the Creator. How did you and Tyler the Creator get so
man.
Phenomenal
He
verse
gets
by
busy,
Tyler,
by the way.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Right?
Tyler's crazy. Man, Tyler been since Trouble on My Mind, he's huge. Star Trek, Neptune, Pharrell, Clipse, fan. Like, he knows the discography, frontwards and backwards. He's spoken a lot about how his influence. He's been influenced by things that we've done. But yeah, Trouble. I don't even remember the year Trouble on My Mind came out. But since then, we've always been cool, always been tight. And he came through on POV. He came through.
Nah, he got busy.
Yeah,
He killed it.
yeah.
How do you reconcile the nostalgia fans will feel for the old Clipse, being that y'all totally different men today?
I'd like to think that they grown with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to think that they have. And I think that I think that they've grown with us, and I feel like our growth is something that needs to be studied and studied and just maturing in hip hop, and just culturally just showing you how to navigate and grow in this game and still be current and still be of the mix, and just not trying to stay 19 forever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
When the last time you felt this safe, Push? Because I can hear it in the music. It feel like a homecoming, right? Even with the things that y'all talking about, you got Malice back. I have Live is on the album.
Yeah.
Pharrell production.
Yeah.
Even when I'm watching you in interviews, I'm like, damn, Push is just letting it fly.
All of it.
yeah.
What made you feel so safe in this moment?
I don't, I just think that I don't know. For me, I look at it like media has always been a big part of the Clipse because it's always been a story. The Clipse always has a story. And I don't necessarily think you can get up here and lie and play. People see through that. And I'm not one to be seen through. Like, I don't, like, I'd rather just, just tell the truth and call it a day versus, sitting here trying to tap dance around things. So, I don't know. I think that it's not about feeling safe. It's just about, this is part of the game, and this is part of the game for us. And I feel like when you got the music to back it up, man, you gotta listen. You gotta be must see TV.
Yeah.
You gotta be.
So you don't enjoy rappers lying? I think it was Malice on the album said.
That was one of my favorite. I wanted to say that.
Yeah, you've been entertained by rappers you never believed or something like that.
I done sung along with rappers I never believed. I wish I said that. I wish I said that. I wish I could have said the Mace line, and I wish I said that line.
Wow.
Those are my two takes.
How often does that happen for you?
I was gonna say, do y'all do that all the time? Like, is it?
If you two switch verses on like a classic Clipse song, like
He didn't give me his verse.
I don't even understand.
They saying I'm 0-2 right now. What y'all talking about?
No, I'm just saying, how
That is
often
the
does that
debate
happen?
online.
Well, he
I am
is a-
0-2.
Damn.
I'm 0-2.
Oh, just off features.
No,
Off the records.
off the records, I'm 0-2 right
Two
now.
records that people heard.
Yeah.
You don't never be like, yo, bro, you can have this Push. You don't do that.
No.
So you try to spank your brother every time you rap with him, I'm sure.
Nah, man. I just do me, man. And I think our personalities and experience lends itself to, just different scenarios or whatever. Yeah.
Different bases, different
I can't
fans.
do what Push does. You know what I'm saying? I get that, and all I can do is be me.
So you've never heard a Push line and been like, damn, I wish I said that.
All the time.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the time, yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, at the listening that we went to, y'all talked about y'all didn't have a ton of music. Y'all were very particular about recording, and
Right.
this is the music we're going to do.
Right.
And you've always been that way, but
Right.
it's been so long. So how did you know what you wanted to say? Like, how did you narrow it down to narrative?
I think the key thing that we were trying to find in the studio was urgency. Urgency was like the key word that, regardless of what it was, it could be Birds Don't Sing. It had to be urgent. It had to tug at your heart. If you listen to POV, the flow had to be something of, or the bars had to be something of urgency. So it wasn't about honestly finding words or topics to rap about. It was just that the music needed to feel urgent the whole time. I think that was our biggest goal, just to make sure that sense of urgency was there.
Talk about what Virginia means to you guys, because you get a lot of people that leave their city and they move to New York, they move to Jersey, they move to Atlanta, they move to the West. You guys have never left Virginia. So what does Virginia mean to you?
For me, Virginia is everything. Childhood, upbringing, where my mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother hail from. Friends, we were just talking about this. We have the same friends from, way back. And just certain ethics and standards of loyalty, you know, that has been bred in Virginia. I absolutely love Virginia. I wouldn't want to move anywhere else. It's my pace, it's my style, it's what I know. It's home. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Virginia, you know, for me, and the fact of like never moving, I always felt like my music would suffer, the writing would suffer. I've always felt like that. I don't. It's the comfort of being there, and I think that it gives a different perspective. I feel like the Clipse. Damn, the Clipse.
Clipse,
Yeah,
just
I feel like Clipse.
Clipse.
I feel like Clipse is different because of Virginia. I feel like the music that we and the influences that we've been afforded by living in Virginia, a military town. There were things I never knew about musically or would have never ran across if we weren't in Virginia and you know the Flavor for You's, the mixtape shops, and you know I was exposed to the Bay Sound. I was exposed to Houston because of this town, and it was only because like it was such a military town that all these different influences came there musically. Even the late early 80s, late 80s, the whole drug culture. That the New York to Virginia pipeline that brought so much music, so much influence. It brought so much. Man, you know, man, if you just think about if you just think about though, like the 90s, it was Mace, it was Big, it was Wu-Tang, it was everybody rapping about Virginia Beach. Like, you know, just to know like it was so impressionable. I think that gave us a lot of fuel, a lot of information, and a lot of different things to take from to create what the Clipse are today.
When you met your wife,
when
you met your wife,
yes.
Did you know she was the one as soon as she said her name?
No, not off of Virginia.
You meet somebody with his wife's name is Virginia.
Oh wow,
that is wild.
Nah, that was crazy though. But yeah.
But she from there too.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn.
For sure.
So do y'all like go out in Virginia? Y'all move around in Virginia?
Always out.
Totally.
Totally.
Because
a lot of rappers have. I'm sorry, Ron. A lot of rappers like have to leave their city because of that. You know, with love comes the hate. The bigger you get.
Nah, you know, up at the office, they were just talking about what they hear about us at home and how we're out. You know, every time I'm in a grocery store, you know, I'm taking a picture by the peanut butter that I don't want to take. I mean, I do, you know, with the people, but just, you know, they catch me anywhere. And they said I'm out there officiating weddings, and people see me at the gas station. Like, you know, we go out. Yeah, we definitely go out, and it feels good to be able to. You know what I'm saying? Virginia don't be tripping. Virginia is cool. Yeah.
But y'all are like that almost not everywhere, but like I saw there was a video of you in Miami Push, and the guy walked up. I'm like, where is all the people with him? Like you just walking around.
I was mad about that one.
Yeah,
man,
like,
I
Thank God
listen.
he was joking. What was the security? You was by one other, and I was mad about that one.
Yeah, I had to. Man, I was going to get a Mother's Day gift, I think, and you know. Just outside, man.
And he just walked up on you.
Yeah, but you know.
And you all laid back and chill and shit.
It gotta be.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
That's when you know somebody got a gun.
Listen, man.
he was so chill. I was like, I don't
nobody
know.
had a gun.
Right.
Let's leave it there.
What is the skin regimen? Because Brother Push, I'm sitting here looking at the inside of your ear, and it looks glass. Like, yo, I've never seen the inside of somebody's ear look so smooth like that. Like, what is, you two man, you over there with a glass ear too. Like, I can't see that one, but what do y'all do? Is it the diet? Is it like, what is it?
I think it's working out.
I don't know if it's no. I'm saying is it the diet? Is it their diet?
Oh, diet.
No, that's you.
He
I'm
projecting.
saying,
That's all. Yeah, he projecting. Don't even pay that noise.
is it your diet? Is it like what is it?
I think you know we work out every day. You know, and we enjoy that. I think that's fun. Watching what you eat. You know, I think we are the first generation in our family, you know, reading labels and calorie counts and proteins and stuff like that. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Man, that skin is crazy.
Appreciate
Did
it.
Pharrell produce every song?
Yeah.
Hold on, your skin too. So
Yeah.
all right, there you go. Nah, for sure. All right.
So he produced every song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
what's up.
I know.
I feel like he took like a more when he produces for y'all, it's more like a minimalist approach.
I think
It's a direct approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's I think it has a lot to do with our vocals being instruments and treating the vocal like a real instrument, like versus like overproducing. There's so much that's centered around the word. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to us, that you have to let that breathe, and I think he takes that direction.
How does that change how did that challenge your pen or delivery?
Oh, everything is about the raps. Anyway, it's always been about the raps, but I don't got a production bone in my body, so I ain't never gonna be able to lean on it. But so much, I think that I think there's a standard that just comes with the writing. He just knows that it sounds best minimal with us cutting through. Yeah.
So when a beat changes on a record, like with the record that Nas does, do you ever say?
That's why it was him. That's why he was on it.
Got you.
He asked for 2 8s. Pharrell was like, "Yo, I got this change. Give us 2 8s." When we heard the beat, we was like, "Oh, that's for Nas." I mean, and just knowing, like you just know that he was in a queen's bag of whatever that was, whatever was inspiring him at the time. I was like, man, that was for homie.
I know DJ Clue's involved too, right?
Yeah.
Talk about his involvement in the project.
Again, man, Clue was he wasn't. What happened was, just again making the records, going through the records. We actually stole Clue's drops from like just off
old mixtapes.
Old mixtapes, because we just felt that it fit. And when he heard it, he was like, "No, I gotta redo these. They don't belong there. They belong in." Booked the studio, booked the studio, and he reconfigured everything he did and did it live. But it was just some of those records kind of sparked that nostalgia. And when we're in the moment, whether it's a Pharrell, if you hear Pharrell singing a hook, or we wanted in the hook that he's not gonna stay on, we gotta kind of finish it just to see what it feels like. So we stole the drops. And once Clue heard it, he, did it properly. Yeah.
Now talk about the Cousinz Festival you got going on in Virginia.
Oh, man. Cousinz Festival. Cousinz Festival is August 30th. It is the best time. It's Labor Day weekend. Wow. And it's an indoor and outdoor festival. Outdoor, you have a Cousinz Festival stage. It's like all the DJs. You got backyard band. You got, food trucks. Yeah, food trucks. Wow. It's Clue. It's Clue. Is Envy. It's DJ Booth.
Jess, y'all got Jess in there.
Yeah, we need Jess there. And then on the inside we have as the day goes on, we have inside we have a show, and that's gonna be Jeezy, T-Pain, Lil Kim, and it's like it is the best one day festival time of Labor Day weekend in Virginia.
Why don't you perform at the festival though? Because this is the second annual one, right?
Yeah, this is the second one.
So why don't you perform at your festival?
Well, actually, we have a show already booked, so we ruined it.
You booked the show on the show of his festival?
No, not the day of, not the day of. But it just didn't make sense. And this is really about we take real polls, like, yo, who y'all want to see? We just
last year they did Erykah Badu.
Yeah, last year was Erykah Badu, Larry June, Lion Babe, hosted DJs, Jermaine. And this year we stepped it up a notch.
The show you got already booked, is that the tour y'all going on with Earth Gang?
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
She leaked that first. You see that?
Yeah. I know.
I mean, I didn't say it.
No, Kevin was mad.
We are really mad about that. We got like a logistical we bad because y'all had other plans.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I'm glad. I'm glad that we're going out there with Earth Gang. Those guys are awesome, and I feel like the shows are going to be incredible. Like, what is it, 25 dates? Is it 25 dates.
You know, Earth Gang they went to Hampton for a little bit. You know that, right?
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, crazy.
I just got a couple more questions, man. Malice, how is your journey as a pastor, your spiritual journey?
Why does everybody call me a pastor?
You weren't a pastor?
No, I'm not.
I thought you was a pastor.
He said
I could be a
Gotcha.
pastor, but yeah, I'm not a pastor.
Well, your spiritual journey, how is that helping you navigate this current climate of hip hop, but also this current journey that Clipse are on?
It helps me with my journey through life, with everything. I feel like I actually don't know how you can do it without God. Anything. Let all things be done decently and in order. And no matter what you're doing, you need to have the word of God with you, even if it's only to help you in understanding things around you that you can't change, you know, to have peace and peace with yourself. So it's everything to me. God is everything to me, first and foremost. And that's not cliche. Like I need Jesus like I need water and food. It's a fact. Yeah.
What's a song on the new album you think people are going to completely misinterpret?
I don't know. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It could be the whole album. I don't know. Yeah.
Let's get into a joint off the album. What y'all want to hear? Not the 2 joints I've been playing.
FICO.
Yeah, let's get into that.
You got to send that to me, please, sir. Clean. He said, all right.
He ain't sending nothing till Friday. The album leaked already.
Or do Birds Don't Sing.
I like Birds Don't Sing.
Yeah.
Do Birds Don't Sing.
Let's do Birds Don't Sing.
Why
For
not?
sure.
That's powerful.
Well, I appreciate you brothers for joining us.
Man, thanks for having us.
Thank you
so
very
much.
much.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Fresh
it.
on y'all, but are we gonna have to wait another 15 years, or is it, you know?
Nah. I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Malice didn't say it. You know, I don't know.
Y'all are just so happy. I love seeing y'all together.
I know.
Yeah.
I see
Thank
God.
you.
That's why when I said the safe space thing, I can really see that. I can see how this is like a divine protection when y'all together.
Wow.
For
I'm
sure.
y'all have it as
Amen.
individuals, but when y'all together, you can really
I'm
see
with
it.
that. I'm with that.
Yeah.
I feel that. I see that. Yeah.
And this is just a childhood question. How many people still think y'all twins?
Everybody.
Okay, all right, because now I don't feel
Everybody.
that dumb. Yo, growing up, I was like, they are twins. I will argue people down.
Really?
Because they was
Every
right.
day.
They was right from down the street. I'm from Baltimore. You know, they right there. But I got family in Virginia, and I was even telling the Virginians, yo, they're twins.
They were
It's
twins.
like, no, they not. So my bad. Okay, but people do say that it wasn't only me.
Everybody.
Exactly.
Well, let's get into the record. And one last thing. Is there ever a problem you say, like, I'm not going there with Pusha? Like, if Pusha's going to a spot, a strip club to host, or he's going to strip club, like, I'm not doing that.
Yo, everybody keeps putting you in the strip club for some reason.
I'm
Every
serious.
interview, they're putting him
That's
in the strip
I
club.
usually don't. I mean, if I'm booked, but
Yeah, man.
not my thing.
Work is work.
All right.
Work is
Say
work.
no more. There you have it. It's Clipse.
Yes.
It's the Breakfast
Yeah.
Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.